So in the last session, we have discussed the basics of the amplifier circuit, and we have computed the transistor current equation in a CE configuration as IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta times IC B naught. So in the today's session, we normally go with the analysis of the CE amplifier. So analysis of an amplifier means amplifier is an application after you apply the AC signal. So therefore, amplifier analysis is nothing but the AC analysis. So we can analyze this amplifier by two models called as exact model. Next one is going to be the approximate model. So first of all, we'll go with the exact model. Already we have discussed this exact model. You already know this model in the previous sessions. That means in the previous semester in a ED subject, you might have developed the analysis for the CE amplifier. Once again, I want to just go through this particular analysis now. Okay, now this is a CE amplifier, whatever we have here. So as we discussed earlier, VCC is the power supply, which is nothing but which is going to provide the DC biasing to the circuit, and R1 R2 known as the biasing resistors, RE is known as the stabilization resistor, CE is known as the bypass capacitor, CB, CC are known as the coupling capacitors, and RL is going to be the load resistance, VS is going to be the input AC signal. So now for AC analysis, what we have to do? First of all, we have to perform the AC analysis, we have to suspend all the DC sources because we have to consider only the AC currents and AC voltages to analyze this particular circuit. So therefore, for AC analysis, all the DC voltages has to be suspended by connecting them to the ground. So here, thereby, we are connecting the DC source to the ground. That means VCC is simply connected to the ground. We have only one DC source in this circuit, which is nothing but VCC. So that VCC is simply connected to the ground. Then all the capacitors are simply replaced by the short circuits. All these capacitors are replaced by the short circuits. Using the above conditions, we normally going to draw the equivalent circuit now. That means when you short circuit this capacitor, what happens? The resistance of short is going to be zero. So the parallel combination of these two resistors is going to be zero, obviously. So this is simply a short circuit now. This is also going to be a short. And N is nothing but neutral point. G is going to be the ground terminal point. So the ground is going to be here. Now let us draw the equivalent circuit for this. So here this collector is simply connected to the ground via RL and RC. See here I have RC here. Collector C is connected to the ground via RC and RL. So C is connected to the ground via neutral point via the RL and the RC. That's what we're going to write. And next is this point A is the base point. So this point A is connected to the ground point via R1, and this point A is connected to the neutral point via R2. Same thing has been replaced here. R1, R2 are connected to the neutral point. RC, RL is connected to neutral point, and this is going to be the AC equivalent transistor physical circuit. So where T1 is nothing but the transistor, and here for AC analysis, you have to replace this transistor T1 by its H parameter model. So what is H parameter model? We already know this model in the previous subject called ED. So we are starting with that particular model here. So we replace the transistor by this particular model, which is known as the two-port H parameter model. So here we're going to have, we replace the input terminals by HIE, and a voltage source as going to be HREVCE, and a current source known as HFEIB, and the admittance value is going to be 1 by HOE. So which is nothing but is equal to VCE for us. And neutral point is simply connected to the ground. So this is the circuit which we have normally created. So R1, R2 is the internal resistance. Now the parallel combination of R1, R2, I can write as something like R1 is in parallel with R2. HIE remains as HIE here. And this voltage source HREVC remains as that. HFEIB is the current dependent current source. What is current? Input current dependent current source. That means this IC is going to be depend on the IB. Then 1 by HO is output admittance. Okay, and RL dash is nothing but is equal to RC in parallel with RL is nothing but RL dash for us. Okay, now what is the direction of currents that we have discussed here? The direction of currents we have discussed here is as arrow is coming out, the IE is coming out. So according to KCL, currents leaving the junction is equal to currents entering the junction. So as IE is leaving, IB and IC should enter. So therefore, IC current will be entering into the transistor. IB current is entering into the transistor. IE is simply leaving the transistor. So these are the current directions which we have. So based on the current directions, we have simply drawn the appropriate current directions in this particular H parameter model equivalent circuit. So this model is known as the AC equivalent circuit. So for all our analysis, we're going to start with this particular equivalent circuit. So to perform analysis, as we talked earlier, we have to calculate the various parameters of an amplifier, such as the current gain, input impedance, voltage gain. Okay, voltage gain, overall input impedance, input resistance, overall voltage gain, and overall current gain. So these are the transistor parameters that we have to calculate to analyze the circuit to know how a transistor is simply working. Okay, so let us start looking for calculating all these parameters now. So these are all derivative parts that we are dealing with now. For examination point of view, if at all in the exam, you don't ask in the exam anyhow about the derivative part. Directly is going to give you a problem. So when he gives you a problem, you should finally know the final equation for the current gain, voltage gain, input resistance and output resistance equations you should remember. Okay, so it is better you remember these equations for solving the problems in the examination. So for remembering, you have to simply practice these problems many times by keeping your textbook or formulas with you. So if you simply do many problems by remembering the formula by remembering the formula and recollecting the formula many times, then only you can able to solve these kind of problems, because it is purely on the analysis part. Because in the exam, when he gives you a problem, the examiner is going to expect you to solve the problem in 15 to 20 minutes at the most maximum time duration. So in maximum 15 to 20 minutes time duration, if you remember the formulas, you can able to simply solve this particular problem. If at all derivation is given, anyhow for derivation itself it takes around 15 to 20 minutes if you derive at a very faster pace. So you should derive them very fastly, then only you can able to cope up with these derivations in just 20 minutes. So therefore you have to practice all this very well. If you practice, then only you can able to do justice in the examination, because it involves the electrical circuit analysis. So definitely mathematics is involved in the analysis. You have to use the nodal analysis, you have to use the electrical circuit theorems, and you have to use the, especially we're going to use maximum extent, we will be using the Norton's theorem, we will be using the Thevenin's theorem at the most, and you're going to use at the most nodal analysis. So these three analysis you should know to solve all these networks of the electrical circuits or electronic circuits. So here we are going to solve this, we are going to analyze electronic circuits by means of electrical circuit technology methods. So the methods we use is going to be electrical circuit methods, and we are going to solve the electronic circuit. But here electronic circuit contains the very low level of the current in terms of milliamperes. Electrical circuits are normally going to operate at amperes range. Electronic circuits are going to operate at milliamperes range. That is only the basic difference. But the method we use to solve the electrical circuit, electronic circuit is always going to be same for us. Okay, because we consider the electric current is going to be same as the current which will be there in the electrical circuit. Therefore, whatever electrical circuit methods are there to analyze, same methods we are going to implement or use in analyzing the electronic circuits as well. So therefore, same methods are simply implemented here. Let us start going with the derivative part now. First of all, current gain. Now please remember the sequence also. Please try to derive the equations in sequence, so that every equation for deriving the following equation, we're going to use the previous, previous equation solutions will be used in the next coming equations. Therefore, please follow the sequence so that you will be going in sequence everything. So in the sequence, first of all, you have to solve for the current gain. After current gain, input impedance. After input impedance, you have to solve for the voltage gain. Then finally, the output impedance. Okay. So, and you have to solve for the output impedance. And if at all in the exam is going to ask you to find out overall current gain, overall voltage gain, then you can find out the overall voltage gain and overall current gain if you know the earlier derivations. So try to remember the derivations in a sequence only, and try to practice to solve these equations in sequence only. It will be helpful for us for deriving the rest of the other formulas. Okay. So first of all, let us go with the current gain. For an amplifier, current gain AI is defined as the ratio of the load current to the input current. What is current gain? Output current by input current is known as the current gain basic equation. So what is the output current? As it is an amplifier, it is an application. For an application, definitely you're going to have the load connected to the amplifier circuit, and the internal resistance of the load is taken as the RL, which is nothing but the load resistance. The simple example I can take always as going to be, say for example, you connect a, you will be connecting a charger to the amplifier, to the cell phone, to your cell phone. So uh, the the output of the charger is connected to the cell phone. That means the input resistance of the cell phone becomes the load resistance to the charger that you're connected to the mobile phone. So that is what application you can just simply take off like that. The amplifier will be driven by a speaker, say for example. The output of amplifier, if it is connected to the speaker, then the internal resistance of the speaker will become the load resistance for the amplifier circuit, which is nothing but RL for us practically. So therefore, RL is nothing but the practical load resistance. So the current flowing through that load resistance is nothing but your IL. So IL stands for load current. So load current by the input current. Now here, the input current means what? The actual input current to the amplifier circuit. See this IB, the IB flowing through IE, HIE is different with IB before this R1 in parallel with R2. These two currents are different. Why? Because this current is simply divided into the current flowing through the base resistors and the HIE. So the current flowing through this HIE is nothing but IB for us. So therefore, this IB is the current flowing through the input terminals of the transistor. So that is what you have to consider. So therefore, this IB is the terminal current. IL is the load current. Now this IL I can write as equal to minus IC. See here, IL current is flowing, is the current flowing through the load. IC is the current flowing through the collector. Now these two, the directions of these two currents are opposite to each other. Therefore, IL I can write as equal to minus IC. So finally I can write AI is equal to minus IC by IB. Okay. So IL and IC are equal in magnitude but opposite in phase in general. Therefore, I can write IL is equal to minus IC. Now, how can I write the equation for IC? What is IC? IC is the current. So for current, I have to use the current equation. So for current equation, I should write the current equation. So left hand side LHS I have current, right hand side also I should have the current. So for this formula to get implemented, what I can simply write it here as, what I can really write here as, I can simply write here as, see here, let us look into this particular equation, equivalent circuit now. So this IC is nothing but equal to the current flowing through HIE IB. HIE IB is the part of HIE IB and current flowing through 1 by HYE. So therefore, this IC I can write as equal to HFE IB. HFE is a constant without, it's a ratio without units. HIE is nothing but a ratio without units. IB is the current. So therefore, IC I can write as equal to HFE IB plus HFEIB plus the voltage across these 2 points by this particular admittance parameter or resistance parameter. What is V by R? V by R is nothing but equal to current. So I can write this as equal to V by R fashion. So therefore, according to Ohm's law, I can write I is equal to V by R. So what is V here? This voltage is nothing but voltage across collector and the emitter. Okay, emitter is anyway grounded. So therefore, we can write this as equal to VCE by 1 by HOE. Now by solving this, 1 by HOE will goes to the numerator part. Therefore, I can write IC is equal to HFAIB plus HOE into VCE. This is the one which we'll be having here as IC equation. Now, what is VCE? VCE is nothing but the voltage across the load resistance. See, what is VCE? VCE is nothing but the voltage across these 2 points. Across these 2 points, what I have load resistance also. So therefore, we can write VCE is equal to IL into the drop across this RL dash. So therefore, I can write the same thing over there as, so sorry, so RL dash is the equivalent resistance. So we want the load resistance. So VCE is nothing but is equal to IL into simply RL I can write. So we can have here as something like VC is equal to IL into RL. So IL is nothing but is equal to minus IC by RL. So IL is nothing but the output load current, AC output load current. So in the AC analysis, we'll be taking only the AC currents. Okay. So therefore, we just come down here and we just substitute here. VC is equal to minus IC into RL. So this minus IC into RL into HOE will be taken onto the LHS side. Then I can just write this IC take as common 1 plus this part I can have 1 plus HOE into RL. So what is AI? AI is nothing but is equal to minus IC by IB. So by solving this, I can write AI is equal to minus HFE by 1 plus HOE into RL. So with this equation, what I can write now? The AI I have got as equal to minus sign. So CE amplifier is known as an inverting amplifier. So we can write CE amplifier as an inverting amplifier. The negative current gain indicates that the input is output of phase with input. So this is nothing but the CE amplifier is known as the inverting amplifier. So input impedance. Next calculation is going to be input impedance. Let us try to calculate the input impedance of the transistor. Transistor or input impedance of the amplifier. That means input impedance of the amplifier means the input resistance of the entire amplifier at the input terminals of the transistor. So input resistance I can designate it as Ri. Ra stands for, I stands for input, R stands for resistance. So I can write this as input resistance can be found by looking into the terminals base and emitter. What are the input terminals? Base and emitter. So by looking into the base terminals B and E, we'll be getting the input resistance. So our view is going to be like this. So we just going to have our view like this, which is nothing but the input resistance of the transistor across the base and emitter. So as base and emitter are the input terminals. So Ri is nothing but is equal to what now? What is resistance? Voltage by current. So what is the voltage across these 2 points? It is VBE. It is the voltage between base and emitter, obviously. So I can write this VBE. See here the representation I am writing here. I am writing all this with a small case letters. Small case letters are used to represent AC currents and AC voltages. Capital case letters are used to represent the DC voltages and DC current. So for AC analysis, we'll be writing only with the small case letters. Don't write them in the capital case letters. Conventionally, we are always going to differentiate these two as AC and DC by AC is normally written with small case letters. DC is normally written with the capital case letters. This is an important point to be noted for the examination. Okay. Now let us start looking into this now. So the equivalent circuit is going to be something like this. I can have an overall equivalent circuit is HIE, HRE, VCE, HFE, IB 1 by HOE. This is the exact model of the exact H parameter model of the transistor in CG configuration. And emitter is connected to ground because it is CG configuration. And let us look into the terminals of it. Don't bother about this RB and all, because RB comes after the input terminals. So therefore, this is what the circuit we have. Let us start looking into the, this is the loop 1. I can just say apply KVL to the loop 1. So in the loop 1, when you apply KVL, KVL means what? Kirchhoff's voltage law. So VBE, we have to start from VBE, and only input loop we have to apply the KVL equation. So in input loop, raise in potential is positive, drop in potential is minus for me. So therefore I can write this as VBE as raise in potential positive minus HIE-IB minus HRE-VC. This I can write as equal to VBE is equal to HIE-IB plus HRE-VC. So therefore VBE is equal to what we can have now, VCE. What I can write, VCE as equal to IL into RL. So IL into RL, IL is nothing but is equal to minus IC, same representation I can have. So therefore I can write this as something like this, equation as minus ICRL, like this I can write. So RI is nothing but is equal to, now in the practical applications, we should consider the impedance part. What is impedance? Impedance is nothing but the collection equivalent value of resistance, inductance and capacitance is nothing but impedance according to the electrical circuit theory. So therefore, for the practical applications, we are going to represent that as impedance when you're going to consider it as going to be the impedance of the circuit. Okay, but we are considering on the resistive part of this, because we are not considering the capacitive part, impedance, inductance part of the circuit. We are considering on the resistive part of the circuit. Therefore, I can call it as input resistance, or for the overall circuit matter, we can consider the input impedance Zi. So I can write as Zi is equal to Ri is equal to VBE by IB is the general formula. So HIE IB plus HRE into RL minus IC by IB I can write. So this I can divide as IB will get cancelled here. So I can write RI is equal to HIE plus HRE into RL into minus IC by IB I can write. Okay. What is minus IC by IB? It is nothing but is equal to AI for me. So what is AI? Minus HFE by 1 plus HOE into RL is the formula for AI. We substitute this formula into AI. That means, what is the formula that you have to remember for the examination point of view? RI is equal to HIE plus 1 plus HRE into RL is the formula that you have to compulsorily remember. So if you remember this formula, you can normally go into write the formula for RI. So RI is the function of the load resistance. RI is going to be the function of the load resistance. Okay. So this is the equation for RI that we can have. Okay. Now here this RI, if you see this formula, RI is definitely going to be less than HIE that we'll be getting here. RI, we're getting it as less than HIE. Okay. That means the input impedance or input resistance is going to decrease in the case of the BJT CE configuration. So input impedance is going to be low in the case of the BJT transistor. That is what the conclusion we can make in the case of the input resistance. Let us come to the voltage gain now. What is voltage gain? Output voltage by input voltage is nothing but gain equation. What is output voltage? VCE. CE, collector temperature is output terminals, base temperature is input terminals. So VCE by VBE I can write. What is VCE? IL into RL by VBE. So what is IL? It is nothing but minus IC into RL by VBE I can have. So AV is equal to minus IC into RL by IB into RI. This is what we can simply represent here as. Okay. So AV is equal to simply what I can have now, minus IC by IB into RL by RL by RI. So therefore AV is equal to what we can have now, AI into RL by RI. So this is the equation that we can have. That means if you remember the equations, two equations, that is AI is equal to minus HFE by 1 plus HOE into RL, and RI is equal to HIE plus AI into HRE into RL. If you remember these two equations, rest of the equations you can derive in the exam, even if you don't know the formulas for could not remember formulas for voltage gain, you can derive, because this is very small formula. It takes only 1 minute or 2 minutes to derive this formula. So you can just, if you remember those two formulas for A and RI, you can just simply solve these two formulas by your own. It becomes very easy for you to solve for this. So therefore, I can write A by AV is equal to now RL IL RL by VBE. So what is IL? Minus RC minus IC into RL by VBE I can have. So therefore, just simply I can write AV is equal to now minus IC RL by what is VBE? VBE is the input voltage. Voltage is equal to current into resistance. As it is the input voltage, we multiply it with input current by input resistance. Input current is IB, input resistance is RI. So therefore, I can separate out IC by IB here like this into RL by RI. So what is minus IC by IB is nothing but is equal to AI, which is nothing but the current gain. So voltage gain is equal to current gain into RL by RI is the general formula which we will be getting for the voltage gain. Then if at all in the exam, if he asks about overall input impedance, you can calculate overall input impedance. So across the input terminals, we have found out Ri. So this Ri is nothing but the virtual input resistance. Physically, there is no Ri. Because of the transistor action, the input resistance is normally going to exist across the input terminals of the transistor known as Ri, which is known as the virtual resistance, which we have computed just now, which is nothing but Ri is equal to HIE plus HIE plus AI into RL into RL. Is a formula we have used. So that is the formula for Ri. Now, what is the overall input resistance? Overall input resistance is the input resistance which you are normally going to look uh, from the source terminals. Okay, so this is the source terminal. So therefore, from source terminals, what we can have now, Ri is in parallel with R1 and R2. So the overall input impedance after considering the biasing resistors R1 and R2, we can just have this. So RL can be replaced by RL dash in all the above equations. If RL is given in the circuit such that RL dash is equal to RL in parallel with RC. So overall voltage gain. What about the overall voltage gain? Overall voltage gain is nothing but the final output voltage by the external input voltage is the overall voltage gain. So final output voltage is the voltage across the load resistance called V naught, and input voltage is nothing but Vs. External input voltage is Vs. So the voltage V naught will be taken across the collector terminals. So therefore VCE by Vs. So we can write this as VCE by VBE into VBE by Vs. So if VBE and VBE will get cancelled, we get simply VCE by Vs once again. So we can just simply transform this in terms of the internal circuit voltages. So this is the output voltage, this is the input voltage. In between the output and input external voltages, what voltages we have? We have the VBE also. See here, see the equivalent circuit for this one now. See, this is the external output voltage V naught. This is the input voltage Vs. In between these two, what is the voltage we have? VBE. So we'll write this ratio in terms of the input voltage to solve for the overall voltage gain. So let us look into the overall voltage gain with that particular form. Let us convert this into the form with respect to the input voltages. So VCE by VBE into VBE by Vs. So using the Thevenin's formula, what we can write this as? VBE is equal to what we are going to have as RA dash by RA dash plus RS into Vs. We can have. So how we have written this equation as? What is voltage according to Thevenin's voltage source? Using the superposition theorem, what we can write this as? The voltage, the required voltage across two terminals is equal to total voltage is nothing but Vs into resistance across where you want to find the voltage by some of the resistances involved in the in finding the voltage. So therefore, how I can write this formula as VB is equal to total voltage Vs into resistance across where you are finding the voltage by sum of the resistance. That is the formula. So you just use that formula now. RA dash Vs into RA dash by RA dash plus RS. We can just simply substitute here as. So this VBE by Vs is nothing but is equal to RA dash by RA dash plus RS. So I can replace this VBE by Vs as RA dash by RA dash plus RS. So this is the equation we can have. So what is VCE by VBE is nothing but AV. AV is nothing but the voltage gain of the transistor as such. That means this is the voltage gain across the terminals of the transistor. AVS is the overall voltage gain. So which we can write as equal to AV into RA dash by RS plus RA dash. Okay. So overall voltage gain is nothing but is equal to voltage gain into across where we are finding the voltage. RA dash obviously by the total resistance. This also you can remember very, very easily. Then coming to the current gain, overall current gain equation. Overall current gain equation nothing but is equal to load current is the final current that we are looking for. And the input source current is IS. So this once again same form we have to simply convert this. So in between these two, how many currents we have? We have the two currents IC and IB. We have the two currents IC and IB. So therefore I can write as equal to this currents as IL by IS is equal to, I can write this as IL by IC into IC by IB into IB by IS I can write. So if this IB get cancelled, IC get cancelled, I'll be simply once again go back to IL by IC equation only. That means we'll go back to the previous equation. So in between we're going to have IC and IB. So therefore we are simply converting this equation into this equation to solve for the equation. So let us go for this now. Equation now. Now in the output circuit, we're going to have this output equivalent circuit. At the output circuit, in the input circuit, we're going to have the input equivalent circuit like this. So output circuit, RL is the load resistance. Current flowing through load resistance is IL. This is the current direction that will be flowing through this. And RC is the collector resistance. IC is the current going into the transistor. So IC is the current going into the transistor. IL is the current going to the load resistance. This is the equivalent circuit at the output terminal, output circuit, output side. And at the input side, what is the equivalent circuit? This invisible resistor RI. This is why I put this in dotted lines. RI is the virtual input resistance, and physical resistance is going to be R1 in parallel with RB is the physical resistance. IB is the current going into the transistor, base current. IS is the current which is nothing but the source current for us. So these are the currents involved. IB, IS, okay, IL, IC are the four currents involved in the overall current gain equations. So therefore I'll be substituting it here as now AIS is equal to, I can write as equal to small IL by small IC, small IC by small IB, small IB by small IS. So this is the equation which we have, because we have representing the currents in AC analysis only. So we are considering only the AC currents. So therefore we consider the small case letters. Now let us try to solve for this currents now. So we have to solve for now IL. So when you solve for this IL, we'll be getting into various equations, IL by IC. So we should get the expressions for IL by IC, IC by IB, IB by IS. Once we get these current equations in terms of the circuit parameters, we simply substitute them to get the overall equation. So here to find out this particular IL by IC, first of all, what is the equation I have? Let us see. IL by IC I have. So we have to solve for this IL by IC. To solve for this IL by IC, how we are doing not? So here we use the current divider equation rule from figure 1 and 2 of input and output circuits. We can write IL is equal to, what is IL? IL is the load current. So IL is equal to total current into resistance of the another current by sum of the resistances is general formula for the current equation. So the current equation I can write as equal to simply as equal to IL is equal to total current is nothing but IC current IC, the direction of IC is going to be opposite to the IL, therefore minus IC into resistance of another current, because we want to know the current across RL, current flowing through RL. Therefore, resistance of another current other than RL current is going to be is the RC only, obviously. So therefore, I can write this as IL is equal to minus IC into resistance of another current by sum of the resistances, means RC plus RL. So therefore, IL by IC is equal to minus RC by RC plus RL is the equation I'm going to have. Let us come back to the input circuit now. At the input circuit, we have IB by IS. See here, IB by IS I have. So for IB by IS, I can just have this input equivalent circuit. So the current going into the transistor is IB, current source current is going to be IS. So I want to find out IB here in terms of IS. So IB is nothing but is equal total current into resistance of another current. So I want current flowing through RI. So what is the another current resistance? RB. So therefore into RB by RB plus RI I can write. So therefore I can have IB by IS is equal to RB by RB plus RL I can have. So this is the bigger equation. This particular procedure you have to compulsory remember and how to solve. You have to practice this. It is not like voltage gain. Directly you can just write the voltage gain equation. Somewhat you have to solve for this. Okay, if you could not remember this overall formula, you should better you know the procedure. Okay. Even if in the case of problems, if you could not remember the formula, you have to derive the formula and you have to substitute the values. Okay. Now, what is the equation I have? AIS is equal to IL by IC into IC by IB into IB by IS I can have. So what is IC by IB? It is minus AI formula. So therefore, I can write this as equal to minus. Now just simply substitute all these relationships, all these ratios in terms of the circuit parameters. Okay, IL by IC is nothing but minus RC by RC plus RL plus AI. This is going to be, sorry, into AI into RB by RB plus RI. That is the overall current gain equation we have. Then finally, output admittance. What is output admittance? It is the ratio of the output current to the output voltage. Output impedance means what? What is output impedance? It is voltage by current. Reverse of impedance is admittance. Reverse of resistance or reverse of impedance is admittance. So therefore, we are looking for admittance. IC by VCG. So V naught is equal to Y naught is equal to what we can write. What is IC? IC already we know. IC is nothing but is equal to HFE IB plus HOE RC from the equivalent circuit. So we derived this already. We just put it over here. Then finally I can write this equation something like this. When you write this something like this, I can just simply solve for this as HFE IB by VCE plus HOE into VCE by VCE. This VCE will get cancelled. I'll be getting HOE here. So this is Y naught equation that I'll be getting over here. Now what is VS? VS is the external input voltage. Now let us solve for this circuit by considering for VS only. So if you consider only for VS effect, so our VS effect on the equivalent circuit. So I can just have this equivalent circuit, apply KVL to this. By applying KVL, I can write VS is equal to IB into RS plus IB HIE plus HRE VC I can have. So let VS is equal to 0. We get what? IB into HIE plus RS plus HRE into VC is equal to 0 I can write. So therefore, I can write this as IB into HIE plus RS is equal to minus HRE VC I can write, which implies as what now? IB by VC is equal to minus HRE by all this formula I can have. So therefore, this IB by VCE I can get from this particular KVL equation, which is going to be this, and just simply substitute that equation over here to get the output admittance equation. So output admittance equation is equal to HOE minus HFE HRE by HIE plus RS. This is the output admittance overall equation. So remembering this equation is also going to be typical, very difficult. If you know the procedure, better try to practice this procedure. Okay, if you could remember, very good, well and good. Otherwise, remember the no, remember the procedure, how to solve the procedure. Then finally, power gain of the transistor. What is the power gain? It is the ratio of the average power delivered to the load, okay, to the input power applied. So output power is nothing but is equal to VC into RL. What is power? Voltage into current. So voltage, output voltage is VC, output current is IL. So this we can write as equal to IL is nothing but say minus I2 in terms of the two port network. So in terms of CE amplifier, I can write this as minus IC into VCE. So power gain is nothing but is equal to output power by input power. Output power is equal to VCE minus I2 by V1 I1 in general formula. In the case of CE configuration, I can write this as equal to minus VC into IC. I2 is nothing but IC. I1 is nothing but IB I can have. So minus IC by IB is nothing but AI into VCE by VBE we can have. So VCE by VB is nothing but is equal to what? Voltage gain. So power gain is nothing but is equal to current gain into voltage gain obviously. And to further, I can simplify this to get in terms of circuit parameters as AI into what is AV I can have. AI into RL by ZL, ZI. So therefore AP is equal to AI square into ZL by ZI I'm going to have. So typical values of H parameters for three different configurations at normal room temperature and at quiescent point IEQ is nothing but is equal to, we can write as something like this, 7 minus 7.5 milliamperes. So just don't bother about these things because parameters will be given to us in the exam. The typical values, typical H parameter values, we can write as equal to HIE. HIE is equal to, for CE configuration, it is going to be 1100 ohms. CC also 1100 ohms. CB is going to be 21.6 ohms. The input resistance of CB is quite low than the CE and CB configurations. Reverse voltage gain is equal to 2.5 into 10 power minus 4 and is approximately equal to 1 cc. It is going to be equal to 2.10 power minus 4 in CB configuration. And current gain HF I can write as equal to CE configuration 50, CC configuration minus 51, CB configuration minus 0.98. So HO is nothing but is equal to 25 microamperes per volt, 25 microamperes per volt, 0.49 microamperes per volt. So the values in the above table 1 can be used. If the values of say CE to be assumed, then we consider HFE, HIE, HRE and HOE of the values mentioned. So generally, if you remember the values for CE, by knowing the conversion formulas, you can get all these values. You need not remember these values. Usually, CE is a standard configuration. So therefore, we remember the values for CE and we solve for the other parameters in general for the problems given in the examination. Okay. So in general, he is going to give the values of H parameters. If you don't give the values for H parameters, at least you should remember the values for CE and you should do the conversions from CE to CC, CE to CB configurations. Okay. So this is what regarding the analysis of the CE amplifier circuit. So all the above H parameters are going to exist at the terminals of the transistor BJT. CE configuration is more popular because of its following advantages. What are the advantages of CE configuration? It has moderate input resistance, which is nothing but is equal to more than 1 kilo ohms, called as 1100 ohms. It has a very good voltage gain, which is nothing but is equal to say inverse of reverse voltage gain, which is nothing but is equal to inverse of, that is 1 by 2.4 in 10 power minus 4, that is nothing but is equal to 4 in 10 power 3. So it will be in terms of around kilovolts. Kilovolts. It has a good current gain, which is nothing but is equal to HFE is equal to 50 we can have. It has a very good power gain. That is, we use power gain is equal to HFE into 1 by HRE. So 50 into 4 into 10 power 3, which nothing but is equal to 2 into 10 power 5. So the power gain, if you see, it has got a very good power gain. It has got in terms of 10 power 5 is going to be the power gain. So very good power gain it is normally going to have. So because of these features, it has got very good, very high power gain. It has got a good current gain minimum of at least 50. So and it has got a voltage, very good voltage gain in terms of 10 power 3, moderate input impedance. Because of these features, the CE amplifier is preferred in the practical applications. So with this, we stop our session with the CE amplifier analysis. In the next session, we solve the problems based on the analysis here. Okay, thank you very much for the today's session. Please practice all these equations. See, CG, AEC is all with practice only. The more you practice, the better it is always, because it involves mathematics. Whenever mathematics is involved, the only go is practice, practice, practice. If you don't practice, nobody can save you in the examination as far as AEC subject is concerned. You have to practice with a pen and paper compulsorily until you really get grip on this particular analysis. So therefore, please practice the AEC subject analysis. Then only you can able to do well in the subject. Thank you very much for the today's session.